Sagittarius, there's something the universe has been hiding from you for a very long time. A secret, powerful enough to shift the orbit of your life in the blink of an eye. A truth not everyone is allowed to know, but today, you are the chosen one. Because you are a child of Jupiter, the soul of wisdom, of light, of truth. And that door, it's beginning to tremble, opening only for you. I promise you this, if you stay until the very end of this video, you'll understand why this secret is tied to your destiny, why the universe chose you among millions of souls to deliver both a warning and a sacred gift that only you could carry. Because only Sagittarius, the bearer of divine truth, has the courage to look straight into what the world tries to hide. If you can feel this energy, write it down below in the comments. I am ready to see my sacred truth. That comment isn't just a statement, it's a ritual, a way of opening your channel to Jupiter, your ruling planet. Every word you type sends a signal to the cosmos, telling it you're ready for the next chapter of your destiny. Since you were little, you've always felt different. You've had dreams no one else understood, intuitions that once scared even you. But Sagittarius, that was never a coincidence. Every memory, every encounter, every quiet whisper inside your heart, it was all part of a map Jupiter carved into your soul long ago. And today, that map begins to unfold. A path that only those brave enough to face the truth will be able to walk. Because sometimes, truth doesn't arrive with thunder. It comes in a silence that makes your skin shiver. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly what secret Jupiter is awakening and why it's tied to the destiny of every Sagittarius on Earth. Take a deep breath. Keep your mind open. You're about to step into a field of energy few souls have ever touched. If you're a Sagittarius, searching for meaning in all the strange shifts around you, perhaps this is the message the universe meant for you. Sagittarius, can you feel it? Lately, the air around you has changed. Not just confusion, but a vibration, faint and electric, as if someone, somewhere, is rewriting the map of your fate in the sky above. Jupiter, your ruling planet, is now moving through a very special zone, a realm of revelation, of truth, of expanded awareness. And as Jupiter travels through the atmosphere of Gemini or Scorpio, the energy grows heavier, more intense. It's like lightning slicing through the dark, exposing what's been hidden, awakening what's been asleep. There are truths, Sagittarius, that cannot stay buried forever. The universe has its own way of letting the light slip through even the smallest cracks of darkness. The meeting of Jupiter planet, of illumination, and Gemini realm of communication creates what astrologers call a truth explosion. It's that moment when truth bursts forth without you even looking for it. When a single puzzle piece falls into place, and suddenly you see everything that's been hiding behind the smile, behind the promise, behind the dream. This isn't just a planetary cycle. It's a spiritual awakening, a shift between what the eyes can see and what the soul can understand. I've watched many Sagittarian souls move through this passage. Some uncover long-buried family secrets. Some discover the hidden truth behind a love they once believed was forever. Others realize their life mission has quietly drifted off course. But all of them share one thing in common. The universe is testing their faith. In the astrological chart, Sagittarius stands opposite Gemini, the axis of knowledge and truth, of faith and fact. If Gemini asks the questions, Sagittarius seeks the answers. If Gemini observes the world through the eyes, Sagittarius perceives it through the soul. When Jupiter activates this axis, you're caught in the storm between belief and truth. You may have to witness something that breaks your heart. But in that same moment, your spirit ignites brighter than ever before. Not everything that glitters is light. But Sagittarius was born to illuminate even the deepest dark. We're living in an age where the line between truth and illusion, between belief and deception, grows thinner every day. And only those who stay honest with themselves like you can stand tall in that storm. While the world chases applause, you chase authenticity. While others fear their shadows, you face them, knowing only by understanding the dark can we ever be free. I once wrote this: when Sagittarius begins to doubt their own beliefs, it isn't a crisis. It's an invitation, a call from the universe to see the truth behind the truth. And I still believe that now. Because in astrology, nothing is random. When Jupiter completes its great rotation, it doesn't just expand your vision outward. It compels you to travel inward to the vast universe within. To remind you that truth isn't a destination, it's a pilgrimage, a solitary, sacred path walked only by those whose souls are brave enough to follow it. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, looked up at the sky, and felt like something out there was looking back at you? Not a person, but an ancient consciousness, whispering softly, "You're on the right path." That moment, that quiet pull in your chest is Jupiter touching your soul. A gentle nudge that says, "Don't be afraid of truth that hurts. Be afraid of living forever in illusion." Many people believe Jupiter only brings luck. But those who truly understand astrology know this: Jupiter is also a strict teacher. It doesn't hand you gifts, it hands you opportunities. It doesn't give you light, it teaches you how to find it even in the dark. So if you feel lost right now, if a truth has recently shaken you, don't panic. This is Jupiter expanding your awareness. When its light falls on what you once feared, your wounds are revealed. But only by seeing the wound can you begin to heal it. Truth doesn't arrive to hurt us. It arrives so we no longer have to pretend. In love, in work, in every corner of your mind, when truth appears, it can shatter a beautiful dream. But remember, what breaks today is only what was blocking you from seeing tomorrow. Sagittarius was never meant to stop at the ashes. You were born to keep, walking to seek, to rise, to understand. You are the traveler, the philosopher, the eternal student of light, because you know this one simple truth: freedom only exists when you are honest with your own soul. If these words are touching you, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and write in the comments below, "I am ready to see my own truth." That simple act is how you tell the universe you're not running away anymore. You're ready to step into the light. When Jupiter stands in opposition to planets like Mercury or Saturn, it creates a current of energy that mystics call the test of wisdom. You may feel as if your faith is being flipped inside out. People you once trusted may now seem distant, and the things you once believed were solid suddenly begin to shake. But don't mistake this for punishment. It's not. This is Sagittarius's spiritual baptism. You're being invited to become a truer, brighter, deeper version of yourself. And like every awakening, it begins with one painful question. Do I still believe this? Unquote. True freedom isn't doing whatever we want. It's daring to believe in what's right, even when it costs us what we love. Sagittarius, the sign of freedom, sometimes forgets that blind faith can also be a chain. Jupiter is teaching you that now. It's forcing you to see the truth, not to hurt you, but to show you what freedom really is. You might lose a person, a job, a dream, but you'll find yourself again. And that's the greatest gift Jupiter could ever give. Picture this. You're a traveler walking through the night. Ahead of you lies a vast desert, and Jupiter hangs above the horizon like a glowing torch. With each step you take, the sand changes color. With every question you dare to ask, the sky grows brighter. The universe doesn't need you to have all the answers. It only needs you to keep walking, even when you can't see where the light will lead. Because it's the journey itself, not the destination, where your soul truly awakens. Sometimes, the universe doesn't say believe. It whispers doubt. Because only through doubt can you begin to truly believe, not with your mind, but with your soul. And if you're a Sagittarius standing in the middle of confusion right now, remember this: Jupiter never abandons its children. It simply teaches them how to find the light using their own hearts. If this message feels meaningful to you, share this video, because sometimes one small wave of positive energy you send out is enough to help someone else rediscover their faith. In the next chapter, I'll speak about something very few dare to touch: the forbidden truth that lies at the heart of Sagittarius, a realm that holds both light and shadow, wisdom and fear. And once you understand it, you will never see the world the same way again. Sagittarius, have you ever stopped in the middle of the night, looked up at the sky, and asked yourself why, among millions of souls, you were chosen to bear the form of a creature half human, half horse? Why your symbol among all constellations is the image of something both wild and sacred? They say Sagittarius is the soul of two worlds. One part of you belongs to Earth, to logic, language, knowledge, and the thirst to understand. But the other part, the wild pulse within your heart, belongs to a higher realm where instinct and freedom are the only guides. And right between those two realms lies the secret the universe tried so long to hide from you. That secret isn't written in any star, nor hidden in prophecy. It lives within you in the tension between your two halves. The human side always seeking meaning, reason, and answers. The horse longing to run, to feel, to trust the heartbeat instead of the mind. Sometimes those two parts don't understand each other. But when they aim at the same target, your bow, your purpose, you become the very symbol of enlightened truth. A beam of wisdom shot straight from the heart. The universe chose you, Sagittarius, not because you're perfect, but because you never stop searching for truth even when it hurts. You were born with the heart of a student and the soul of a teacher. One hand holds knowledge, the other holds faith. And between those hands lies the most sacred mystery of all balance. Because the secret you're uncovering isn't a story, it's a state of being, the space between light and shadow, between knowing and not knowing, between the human that longs to control and the soul that longs to surrender. In ancient astrology, they used to say, Sagittarius is the only one who can shoot an arrow toward the stars while keeping both feet on the ground. That is your challenge and your destiny. To dream, yet stay awake. To believe in the invisible, yet live responsibly in the visible. To listen to your instincts without letting them drown your wisdom. To feel the light without fearing the darkness that comes with it. Remember this, Sagittarius. The secret the universe kept from you wasn't to deny you, but to protect you until you were ready to carry it. Because within you lives both the teacher and the student. The human, the teacher understands, explains, inspires, creates meaning. The horse, the student, is wild, curious, innocent, and fearless before the unknown. And the universe knew, if you ever let one side dominate completely, you'd lose the truth. So it hid that secret, waiting until you were mature enough to realize that your light doesn't come from knowledge, but from balance. There's a tarot card that always gives me chills when it appears for Sagittarius, the High Priestess, the silent guardian who sits between two pillars, one black, one white. In her hands, a scroll that contains truths not yet ready to be revealed. Her gaze is calm, but behind it lies a vast ocean of mystery. And I've come to understand, the High Priestess is a mirror of Sagittarius's soul at the threshold of awakening. You've come far enough to know, truth isn't something we shout. It's something we feel in stillness. Sometimes, what hurts the most isn't the lies others told you, but the truth you weren't yet ready to face. Why does it hurt? Because you know, once you see it, you can never unsee it. Because you understand that every illusion that once kept you safe must now dissolve. And when that happens, you feel bare, alone, exposed, but also more real than ever before. That's the moment Jupiter smiles, because your soul has just passed the lesson of the High Priestess, the lesson of awakening. Let me whisper this softly. Between you and the universe, no truth ever arrives to make you lose. It arrives to free you from everything that was never real. And sometimes, that sound you call heartbreak is simply the sound of your chains falling away. I know, there are nights when you whisper to yourself, why do I have to know? Why can't I just live in peace? But Sagittarius, you were never born to live in peace. You were born to expand the world, to bring light into the hidden corners of collective consciousness. You are the one who rewrites the map of belief for humanity. And to do that, you must first walk through your own darkness. In this age, where falsehood often wears the mask of light, the universe needs souls brave enough to stand up and say, "No, I choose the truth." And in that very moment, you become the torch of Jupiter. The same torch your ancestors once carried, thousands of years ago, a reminder that light only has meaning when it is born from the dark. Someone once asked me, "Teacher, when will I finally know all the truth?" And I smiled. No one ever knows it all, because truth has no end. It is a spiral, ever expanding. Each time you think you've understood, the universe lifts you to a higher floor where every old definition dissolves into air. The truth is, Sagittarius, the universe never hid anything from you. It was only waiting for you to grow enough to understand that sometimes silence is the answer. And that's why mature Sagittarians rarely argue. They no longer need to prove a point. They smile when others misunderstand them. They let life speak for them, because they know truth doesn't need to be shouted. It only needs to be lived. And you know what's beautiful? Something miraculous happens when you finally embrace both halves of yourself. The human part, rational, disciplined, far-sighted, and the horse part, instinctive, emotional, wild. When those two halves unite, the arrow you release no longer carries only the force of intellect, but also the soul of love. And that's why every sincere action you take in this season is being recorded by the universe as a seed of light. Sagittarius, if you're listening to this and you feel your heart growing heavy, that's a sign you've touched the deepest layer of truth. Don't rush to escape. Don't force yourself to be positive right away. Just sit there, breathe slowly, and allow yourself to feel, to grieve, to know, to be real. Because only when the heart cracks open can the light finally find its way in. If you've ever felt that way, leave a symbol below so I know you're still walking bravely on the path of truth. And write this: I am ready to see the darkness within myself. Because when you dare to write that, you're sending a signal to Jupiter, telling it you are ready for the next chapter of light. In the next part, I'll take you even deeper to the place where truth meets karma, where the hidden memories of your ancestors awaken along the axis of the 9th and 12th houses. Stay with me, Sagittarius, because what you're about to hear will not only change your awareness, it may change the way you see the entire world. Sagittarius, there are parts of your birth chart that can only be heard when the soul is truly still. The 9th house, the house of sacred knowledge, of faith, of vision that rises beyond human limits. And the 12th house, the house of the subconscious, of ancestral memory, of the unsaid things that still live within the bloodstream of your lineage and soul. These two houses form a bridge between wisdom and karma, between consciousness and liberation. And when Jupiter, your ruling planet, begins to illuminate this axis, your soul enters a rare journey, a pilgrimage into forgotten memories, to release them through understanding and compassion. When Jupiter's light shines upon the 12th house, what was once buried begins to stir. A family secret that was never spoken of. An ancestral story that was left untold. A fear that lives in your veins and you don't even know why. Sometimes it comes through dreams where you meet faces both strange and achingly familiar. Sometimes it appears in people you just happen to encounter, who make your heart tremble as if you've met them lifetimes ago. And sometimes it's simply that quiet heaviness, as if you're carrying a sorrow that isn't entirely your own. But all of it is not punishment, it's an invitation. A divine invitation to step through the doorway of deeper awareness, to free your soul from the roots of ancient patterns. The universe teaches in mysterious ways. It doesn't send books or commandments. It sends people, each one with a role to play. The one who hurts you comes to activate what you refuse to see. The one who disappoints you mirrors where you've misplaced your trust. The one you love deeply arrives to teach you courage, the limits of ego, and the beauty of surrender. Every soul that crosses your path carries one message: it's time to learn. And every lesson, whether sweet or bitter, leads you to the same destination: awakening. When Jupiter touches your 12th house, you may feel as if you're walking through a dream wrapped in fog. Everything seems unclear. Memories, visions, emotions repeat like echoes, and you can't tell what's real and what's imagined. But it is within that fog that Jupiter's light shines the brightest. Because awareness only blossoms when we dare to walk through the land of uncertainty. And awareness, though it may sting, is the greatest gift the universe can give. Remember this: no truth is ever revealed to destroy you. It's revealed to free you from fear, from burdens you thought you'd carry forever, from old stories that no longer belong to you. The 12th house doesn't hold just your memories, it holds the memories of your bloodline. And every time you forgive, you're not just releasing yourself, you're healing an ancient wound, a fear, a vow, a pain that's been passed down through generations. Maybe your grandmother carried the same loneliness you feel today. Maybe your father bore an unkept promise in his heart. And maybe your soul was chosen to end that cycle, so light could flow again through your ancestral line. That's why forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is looking straight at the wound, remembering everything clearly, and still choosing not to let it bind you anymore. Forgiveness is the bravest act of a soul that finally understands everyone is learning how to love, just through different lessons. And when you understand that, anger fades. In its place, compassion blooms. You begin to feel tenderness for the one who hurt you, for the version of yourself who tried to survive, and for every soul still learning how to love in their own clumsy way. And in that moment, you step out of karma. Because karma is not punishment. Karma is a classroom. And each time you complete a lesson, you earn the right to move forward. If you feel like a story keeps repeating in your life, the same kind of person, the same kind of pain, the same disappointment returning again and again, it's not because you failed. It's because your soul is revisiting the lesson, so this time you can choose differently. This time, you can love without trying to control, trust without needing to prove, give without expecting anything in return. And that's the moment you graduate. That's the moment karma dissolves. I believe every time a Sagittarius learns to forgive, the universe exhales in relief. Because you are not only healing yourself, you are healing every soul who has traveled through lifetimes with you. You become the bridge between light and shadow, between knowledge and compassion. When the 9th house and the 12th house light up, you are no longer a seeker of knowledge. You become a transmitter of spirit. You speak, and others feel healed. You fall silent, and your peace spreads like cool water. You don't need to prove truth anymore, because truth doesn't need to be shouted. Truth just needs to be lived. People ask me, if I forgive, do I lose justice? And I say no, you lose nothing. Forgiveness doesn't erase justice. It returns justice to the universe. Because the universe knows how to balance in ways humans never could. Your job is to keep your heart light, so light can live there. Sagittarius, the truth Jupiter shines on you now isn't here to break you. It's here to show you how strong you've always been. You can look at what once terrified you and see it holds no power anymore. You become living proof of Jupiter's wisdom, the wisdom of a soul who walked through storms and still kept faith in the light. I know, there are days you feel tired, like you've been walking in rain that never stops. But remember, Jupiter is always there, watching every step. When you lose hope, it still circles the sun, quietly reminding you that life moves forward even when we feel stuck. When you hurt, it doesn't abandon you, it just shifts to another angle so you can learn to find the light with your own eyes. Believe this. Nothing happening now is an ending. It is preparation. The universe is peeling away old layers so you can rise into a new consciousness. Every crack in your heart is a doorway. Every tear, a sacred cleansing. Every person you let go is a necessary goodbye, so light can return. Sagittarius, your destiny doesn't lie in what you hold on to, but in what you're brave enough to release. Only when you release the past can you truly touch your future. Jupiter is opening that gate now where knowledge becomes light and truth becomes freedom. If these words are touching you, leave a comment below. I am ready to free my soul from old memories. Because when you write that, you signal the universe that a cycle has been completed, and your soul is ready for new light. Share this message if it brings peace. Perhaps one ripple of light you send today will help someone, somewhere, find their faith again. In the end, karma isn't a chain, it's a map. And you, Sagittarius, child of Jupiter, were born to read that map with your heart. Sagittarius, when the door of truth opens, life does not suddenly become easy. In fact, that's when the true awakening begins. Once light enters, you can never pretend you don't see anymore. And on that threshold, a powerful teacher appears, Pluto. Pluto is not gentle. It does not teach through comfort, but through transformation. It takes what you thought was forever and reminds you that nothing is eternal except the soul. It destroys illusion so truth can grow from the ashes. Maybe you are in that moment now. A job ending, a relationship falling apart, a dream collapsing. Do not call it loss. Pluto does not take, Pluto liberates. Like the Tower card in tarot, lightning strikes the false foundation. Whatever was not real must fall. And right there, in the chaos, Jupiter rises like the sun, whispering, "Do not fear. Every collapse is followed by rebirth." The sacred law of the universe. Pluto breaks, Jupiter opens, the sun illuminates. Destruction, truth, renewal, a holy cycle, and Sagittarius is chosen to witness it and guide others through it. Imagine you are the arrow leaving the bow. Once released, you cannot return. You may look back, but you cannot go back. Yet now, you can aim for the true target of your soul. In that moment, truth becomes wings. Nothing here was meant to destroy you, only to shed the old skin that was dimming your light. Every collapse is a baptism. Every departure is a sacred redirection. This is Pluto's work, relentless, yes, but always precise. And if you're asking, why me? Why must I endure this? The universe answers softly, because you can. Not everyone is chosen to walk this path. Not everyone is brave enough to face what others avoid. But you, Sagittarius, were born with Jupiter's torch in hand, not just to light your path, but to guide others who are still lost. Jupiter expands, Pluto reveals. Together, they mature your soul. Not a seeker anymore, but one who can stand calmly in front of every question. You begin to understand. Truth is not a clear answer, but a peaceful surrender. Awakening is not knowing everything, but realizing you do not need to feel safe. I know. Some days you wish you could go back. To innocence, to simple belief, to not knowing, but you can't. Once your eyes have seen the truth, you cannot pretend to be blind again. And strangely, that is the blessing. Truth does not weaken you. Courage to face it turns you into a symbol of light. A light that doesn't shout, doesn't demand attention, but emanates quietly from a voice softened by grief, a gaze steady with grace, a heart once broken and still beating with gratitude. That is your rebirth. Not becoming a new body, but becoming a new soul inside the same body. When Pluto finishes its lesson, Jupiter begins to open a new door. And behind that door stands the sun, the light of awareness, of freedom, of truth. You look back at the ashes and realize everything that was destroyed was never truly yours. The people who left, the doors that closed, the dreams that broke, they were all making space for what was always meant for you. Sometimes the universe doesn't say, "You deserve better." It simply stays silent and takes away what you thought would last forever, because it knows you would never leave your comfort zone otherwise. And then, when the tears have dried, something strange happens. Inside you, there's a quiet space. No fear, no resentment, just acceptance, soft as breath. That empty space is where Jupiter's light begins to glow. You realize you no longer need to fight the darkness, because darkness, too, is part of the light. You no longer need to battle to awaken, because awakening isn't victory, it's surrender. An awakened Sagittarius no longer searches for meaning outside. You find it in the smallest moments of the present, in the morning coffee, in a stranger's laughter, in the wind humming through your window. You begin to see beauty in imperfection. You start to feel life even in unfinished things. And that's when Jupiter, your great teacher, smiles. Because at last, you understand. Light isn't waiting at the end of the road. Light is in every step you take. Remember this, Sagittarius. No one can destroy you unless you agree to believe you are destroyed. No one can make you small unless you forget you were born from Jupiter, the planet of infinite expansion. And no pain is ever meaningless, because every pain is the raw material of your soul's growth. Ask yourself, could it be that I was born to go through this, just to understand love more deeply? And the answer is always yes. If you are in this stage of your journey, where everything old is collapsing, where the old dreams no longer fit, remember, you are not alone. You are simply being reborn in light. If these words touch your heart, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and write below, I am ready to see the truth in the light of love. Because when you affirm this, you're not only speaking to me, you're speaking to Jupiter itself, telling it you're ready to step through the doorway toward a brighter destiny. It's not just a sentence, it's a soul contract, a vow that you choose love over fear, light over shadow, growth over escape. The awakening journey has no finish line. It's an ever-unfolding road, and every time you think you've reached the end, the universe opens another sky. But now, you are different. You no longer fear the unknown. You've learned to look into the dark and whisper, thank you, because through you, I finally understood the value of light. That is true Sagittarius freedom, not the freedom to run away, but the freedom to love, even as things fall apart. The universe is opening a new horizon for you now where light doesn't burn, but shines softly like dawn. And as you step through that gate, you'll understand. Every collapse, every tear, every goodbye was a sacred ritual to help your soul remember who you are. You are Sagittarius, child of Jupiter, bearer of the torch of truth. And now, after everything you've endured, the falls, the revelations, the melted dreams, your inner light no longer flickers. It has become a steady flame, a fire that warms, guides, and heals the world. Sagittarius, after everything, you are approaching one of the most sacred cycles in your chart. Jupiter return, the return of your ruling planet. Every 12 years, Jupiter comes back to the exact place it was when you were born, carrying a divine gift. The chance to begin again, but with a deeper, wiser, brighter soul. A Jupiter return is like completing a great orbit around your own inner Sunday. It's the universe saying, you've learned enough from the last 12 years. Now, live what you know. This time, you look back on your journey not with the eyes of the wounded, but with the eyes of one who finally understands why everything had to happen that way. And as this new cycle begins, Jupiter brings you a new secret, Not the secret of darkness anymore, but the secret of light. The secret that happiness doesn't come from having everything, but from finding meaning in the smallest things. The secret that freedom isn't running from what hurts, but standing still in what is, and remaining at peace. The secret that real love isn't finding someone perfect, but learning to love even what isn't. Jupiter, your eternal teacher, always teaches through expansion. Each orbit brings not just luck, but the maturing of the soul. And now, the collective energy of Sagittarius is shifting from holding in to spreading out, from learning to teaching, from seeking the light to becoming the light. The universe is pushing you out of the shadows so you can shine openly in the world. No more hiding behind fear. No more locking truth inside silence. You are being called to speak, to share, to radiate the wisdom and light you've learned through the heart. But remember, light is not something to prove you're right. Light is something to warm those still lost in the night. That is Jupiter's greatest lesson. Truth only matters when it heals, not when it judges. When you see someone losing their way, don't rush to say, "I know, and you don't." Say instead, "I was there once too." Because light never comes from pride, it comes from compassion. From knowing that everyone is learning their own lesson in their own time. Sagittarius, you are a messenger but not a savior. You are a torch, not the sun. Your task is not to pull others out of the portances, dark, but to keep your flame steady enough for them to find their way. There's something wondrous in astrology every time Jupiter returns. Your energy doesn't just expand in your own life, but in the collective consciousness. What you experience, heal, and understand becomes light that guides other Sagittarians across the sky. Like a star exploding and scattering gold through the galaxy every time you grow, the entire world brightens with you. That's why a Jupiter return isn't just good luck. It's a graduation of the soul. And the universe whispers, now that you understand your light, do you know what it's meant to be used for? As an astrologer, I've watched this cycle unfold many times, and I've realized something profound. Every truth that reveals itself has a sacred reason. It never arrives too early, and it never comes too late. It appears exactly when the soul is ready to take responsibility for its own light. Before that moment, when truth comes too soon, we react with fear. But when it comes at the right time, we receive it with gratitude. Because by then, we understand light is not just something we see. It's something we become. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is now expanding your heart itself. It's teaching you that knowledge means nothing without compassion. That intellect alone is never enough, unless it's softened by kindness. That true freedom is not escaping everything, but knowing you belong to the universe, and the universe belongs to you. You'll start to notice subtle, powerful changes. You begin to speak with gentleness instead of reaction. You choose silence instead of argument. You understand people without needing them to explain. You smile even at what once hurt you, and that is the sign of a soul that has expanded. Sagittarius, look at yourself. In these past 12 years, how many times did you walk through what seemed impossible? How many times did you think you'd lost everything and still, you rose again, stronger? Take a moment to thank yourself for surviving, for learning, for believing, for loving, for hurting, and for still choosing to return to the light. Remember, no one walks through your Jupiter return quite like you do. No one knows the storms you've endured, but the universe knows. And today, it looks at you gently, as if saying, "You've grown. Now, use your light to expand this world." You may feel an urge to share, to speak, to guide, to begin something new. Don't hold back. That's Jupiter speaking through you. Every idea, every spark of inspiration, every dream rising within you now is the natural flow of your expanding soul. Spread your light, but don't force it. Inspire, but don't control. Trust that every seed of light you plant today will bloom into 100 stars tomorrow. And if someone isn't ready to see your light yet, love them in silence. Because true light never needs to be proven. It only needs to be lived. Maybe you haven't realized it. But simply by listening this far, your heart has already opened to a new depth. Because only those truly ready are led by Jupiter to this stage where there's no more running, no more resisting, only acceptance, gratitude, and radiance. If you feel you're in this moment now, write below, "I am ready to expand my soul through the light of love." Because when you write that, you're not just affirming it to the universe, you're opening a portal of energy where Jupiter and your heart become one. You are not just a student anymore. You are the teacher through the way you live. You're not just someone under Sagittarius, you are the essence of Sagittarius, the soul of expansion, of faith, of infinite light. Every wound, every truth, every lesson has become material for you to become a torch in this world's long night. And when Jupiter return completes its cycle, you won't be the same. But you won't be entirely someone new either. You'll be the sum of every version of yourself, refined, integrated, illuminated. You'll be living proof that light isn't found somewhere far away. It lives in the heart that dares to believe, to love, to forgive, to begin again. Sagittarius. This journey isn't just about astrology. It's about life, about learning to trust even when you can't see the path, about loving this life, even when it's still imperfect. And when you understand that, you become what Jupiter always intended you to be, a soul that spreads light through kindness. Take a deep breath and let Jupiter hold you in its air of compassion, because now there is no boundary between you and the universe. You are part of the light, and the light is part of you. Sagittarius, if you're still here, hearing these words, know that you've come so far. From the darkness of secrets to the brightness of truth, and now to the freedom of the soul. This journey was never meant to be easy. You've cried, lost, doubted, and fallen. But in every moment you thought you were breaking, you still chose to believe. You believed there was meaning in the pain. You believed that even through the ruins, an unseen hand was guiding you home. And that faith, not luck, is what brought you here. To this very moment where your soul begins to bloom in light. Look back at the whole journey from secrets to truth, to freedom, and you'll see something miraculous. It wasn't the universe that changed. It was you. It wasn't light that found you. It was you who became light. When Pluto made you fall, you learned acceptance. When Jupiter opened the path, you learned faith. When the sun shined upon you, you learned love for yourself and for the world. And now, that light radiates from within you, quiet but powerful, soft but eternal. You are no longer the seeker of meaning. You are the meaning. If someone were to ask, "Who is Sagittarius?" I would say, Sagittarius is the messenger of light, the one who dares to see what others fear, the soul chosen to ignite fire in the dark. You carry within you the map of the stars, not to show how much you know, but to remind humanity that truth is not to be feared. The only thing to fear is refusing to see ourselves. And you, Sagittarius, have dared. You have faced the shadows within your heart. You've touched your pain and transformed it into wisdom, into compassion. That's what makes you a storyteller of light. The secret that once confused you has now become your treasure. Because you understand a secret is no longer a burden, when you realize you were chosen to tell its story in light, and that light doesn't come from outside you. It's born from your courage, your kindness, your ability to see everything through the eyes of love. Because when the soul reaches true freedom, it no longer asks, "Why did this happen to me?" It whispers instead, "This happened to help me become who I am." And in that moment, you transcend the limits of being human and touch the very essence of your soul. Can you feel it? The energy around you now feels different, lighter, brighter, and infinitely open. The things that once scared you now return as gentle reminders. The people who once left you are now only soft winds carrying a quiet "thank you" before fading into the air. You no longer see yourself as a victim of destiny. You have become its co-creator. The universe is no longer something outside of you. It's your breath, your heartbeat, the light behind your eyes when you wake each morning. You and the universe from this moment on are one. Let your heart grow still, Sagittarius. Look closely. From where you stand, the light is spreading. You don't have to do anything, just be. Because your presence is already a gift. People will find you, not because you hold the answers, but because, in your eyes, they see hope. They see proof that even when everything falls apart, the human spirit can still rise and love life again. That is the power of Sagittarius, the power to believe in light, even in the middle of the night. And as you send that energy into the world, you are doing exactly what Jupiter always hoped for you. Expanding kindness, expanding knowledge, expanding love. Every word you speak, every smile, every small act of compassion becomes a wave of light passing through thousands of other souls. And though the world is not yet perfect, it begins to shift simply because you chose to be the light instead of blaming the dark. Remember this: truth never comes to destroy you. It comes to return you to yourself. And when you understand that, every fear in your heart begins to dissolve. You no longer need to control anything. You no longer need to understand it all. You only need to trust that everything, no matter how small, has meaning. Because the universe never wanted to hurt you. It only wanted you to remember who you are. And now, as you hear these final words, close your eyes, take a deep breath, feel your heartbeat. Each beat is the universe whispering, "You are ready for the next chapter." You are no longer a creature of the dark, no longer bound by secrets. You are a storyteller of light, the one through whom the universe can softly tell the world. Do not fear the truth. Let it set you free. If you feel this transformation within you, share this message as an act of spreading truth and love to more souls around you. Because sometimes, one message sent from your heart today can be the very light that saves someone standing at the edge of despair. And if you feel this resonance deeply, leave a comment below as a sacred vow to your own soul. I am ready to embrace the great truth of my spirit. Because when you write those words, you're sending a signal to the universe itself that you are ready. Ready for expansion, for love, for peace, and for the radiant new chapter waiting ahead. The universe is never silent, Sagittarius. It only whispers, softly enough, so that only those who truly listen can hear. And you, the one still listening right now, are the soul the universe trusts most. So walk forward with gratitude. Carry your light gently in your hands, and keep your heart soft enough to love, strong enough to forgive, and bright enough to guide. Because your light is the one thing the darkness can never touch. And from here on, no matter what challenges come, this journey will no longer be a path of fear but a pilgrimage of freedom. You have completed one full circle of the soul. But just like Jupiter, your light will return again and again, each time brighter, wider, more whole. Because that is your essence, Sagittarius, to expand, to inspire, to turn everything you touch into faith. And when this story ends, remember only this: you are not just the seeker of light, you are the light.